All right, ladies and gents, this is going to be day 3. This is your boy, Will Sanders, and it's going to be day 3. I was doing this video Friday night, but I'm actually making it now Saturday morning because I wasn't quite capturing. Well, one, I was tired. It was a long day yesterday. But number two, there was just some extra things I wanted to really add from a core concept standpoint to give y'all maximum, to give you maximum value on the video. So hopefully you like it. I'll try to keep this one short. And so let's dive into the concepts. And this is all, again, came from the first 2 videos for sure, from Tom, Big Al Schreider, and Keith Schreider's book, How to Build Your Network Marketing Business in 15 Minutes a Day. Incredible book. I highly, highly recommend it. In addition to the other resources that I mentioned as well. So the things we're going to talk about very quickly today is just going to be some core concepts, and I'll give you a very simple daily routine that if you follow it, I think you'll do pretty well over time, because we got to be realistic about how long 15 minutes a day really is. So our first concept is going to be sowing seeds. Ladies and gentlemen, it is imperative that you understand mentally that when you expose someone, not just social chit chat, but when you expose someone to the business or your product or service, that is sowing a seed. Doesn't matter if they say yes or no. When you sow a seed, you don't reap the harvest right then anyway. It comes like later. I remember a guy that I exposed to the HBN opportunity, probably two some years ago. Okay. And he, took a look, maybe he did, maybe he didn't. But the bottom line is he was at another company and he was happy there, which is perfectly fine. I mean, in 15 minutes a day, I don't have time to really talk to you, to really break down. I got to, sow as many seeds as possible in 15 minutes a day. And, he wasn't interested in doing the business at that time. But because of how I didn't pressure him, didn't try to bully him or bogart him, didn't try to convince him, it was just very simple. Right now, are you keeping your financial options open or not? That's number one. Number two, if there was a business that could, make you X amount of dollars in X amount of time, would you be interested in taking a look? Okay. And it's free to take a look. It's free to look at information. So he sent me his email address. I sent some information, take a look at, and I didn't hear from the guy for like 6 months, which is perfectly fine. 6 months later, I get an email, hey, so-and-so just joined your organization. I was like, oh, that was really cool, because when I sent the email, I made sure the information about the company was in there, but I made sure a link to join was in there as well. And that brings us to another point, which is going to be consistency. But let me wrap this up. So what happens is when he decided that it was the right time, okay, at the right point in his life, I want you to write this down. I'm only looking for the right people at the right time in their life. And that's what sowing seeds is about. It's really about 3 things. Exposing your business or your products to someone. Again, not just social chit chat, but exposing your business or products to someone. Talking to someone about your business or products or service. Number 2, it's about consistency, staying consistent. Because if I would have jumped from company to company to company, by the time you tried to join me, I wouldn't have been there no more. You see? And so it wouldn't have worked out. So consistency is going to be super, super key. And what ended up happening with that particular individual is that he ended up building an organization that did over $1 million in volume. To this very day, they've done over $1 million in volume. So you can imagine how much money that made me off that stuff. So off the sheer number of sales. So that's not to brag or say anything, whatever. That's just saying that I sowed a bunch of seeds that day, but I sold 1 seed. I didn't see a harvest for 6 months, but just that 1 seed alone made me, if I had to get, okay, don't income disclaimer me, folks, but over 200 grand, maybe a quarter mil, something like that, right? Probably about $250,000. So my point is, if 1 seed, 1 Facebook message, just a couple of questions. Do you keep your options open when it comes to making money? Or number 2, would it be okay if I sent you some information about a business that could make you, and I think back then, since we were just kind of getting it figured out, it's a lot, and this is not a public post I made, this is me communicating with a guy on text. I think it can make you maybe an extra $500 a week. It was something small like that. Now, he ended up going to make 5 figures. He made way more than $500 a week. But it was the point that at the time, that was a very realistic, conservative estimate. And it was not something I ever post. It was something that I was having a literally 60-second dialogue with a guy on text. All right, that's all it is. And he ended up going far beyond it. So would that work for everybody? No. But it was the point that I sowed a seed. I kept it real. Now, I had made more than that at the time. But it wasn't about, oh, you can make so much money. It wasn't a bunch of hypey stuff. It was like legit. based on where you were at in your career. And what I know, man, look, if there was a business that can make you an extra $500 a week, would you want to take a look? It's free to look. It was really that simple. And so they ended up one seed though. So you might reap the harvest later, but remember those core concepts about sowing seeds. I wasn't just social chit-chatting him. Okay, I've never met this person in person till this very day. Never met him. All right. So, but just understand the sowing seeds concept. What I want you to really take away from it is I'm exposing people to my business, products, or service. That's number one. Number two, I need to be consistent. Stay with your business, guys. People are all over the place. Please, if you're with a good company and you know the company is good, that's a whole different video I did on how to evaluate a company. Stay there. But if not, find a company that resonates with you. Not a bunch of hype. Do your research. Look under the hood. No backroom deals. A company with good timing. Like, find that. Stay with that, because consistency will allow you to reap the harvest. If you don't, and that guy came back and joined, would have been somebody else. I think the Bible has a verse about that, about reaping where you didn't sow. And nowhere is that more evident than in network marketing. And then the third concept would be, this is who you're looking for. You're only looking for the right people at the right time in their life. Write that down as your third point under sowing seeds. I'm only looking for the right people at the right time in their life. I'm not looking for nobody else. Okay, I'm looking for nothing else. All right, let's move on. I tell you what, no, let me go ahead and wrap that video. And I will do another video with the other part of it, because I think just that part alone was enough to benefit somebody from a mentality standpoint in their business. I'm gonna wrap this one, and either like, subscribe, or looking for another link or something. I'm gonna put I'm gonna make this another video in a second.